today I want to chat about the kind of things I'm doing to try and progress myself in this industry and in my career outside of the specific acting things, because there's a lot more to this industry than just acting, and I think learning about the industry and doing a wide range of things is only ever going to help you. So I'm hoping that maybe it might give you some ideas about other things that you might want to try and do within this industry. And if you want to see where I go with all of these things and how my career progresses, and if you want to support me, please do subscribe, and then let's chat about all these different things I've been doing. So firstly, I've been trying to develop my skills and my knowledge in what goes into the filming process outside of the actual acting or extra work. So one thing you can do is actively listen to everyone on set. So I think it's probably disruptive to start just asking questions all the time, but going away and Googling what you hear has been really useful in developing my knowledge in other areas. But also just generally being on a set, you do pick up stuff that otherwise, if you hadn't been on a set, you don't really know that they have to consider, like considering reflections, considering like shadows, because you can't have shadows of stuff that like wouldn't be there within the actual story. Also, I felt very privileged recently to have the opportunity to do some work as part of quite a small crew on a short film. So I was there in a runner AD kind of role, which if you don't know, AD is kind of like assistant director. So I was doing a lot of timekeeping for the scenes, making sure we were kept on schedule, keeping an eye out for continuity things, going to buy stuff if we needed to buy stuff, looking after the equipment and that kind of thing, which I think was a really useful experience, because I have spent a lot of days on different sets, and I'm not saying that to try and show off or anything, but I think being on set a lot has taught me, in theory, the different roles and the different things that people have to do. But I think there's a difference between knowing it in theory and actually understanding it from having to do the role, because I think that teaches you a lot. Because in that kind of role, I'm not really there primarily in a kind of creative capacity. So learning the etiquette of that and learning how to most conveniently do the role without getting in people's way, but being like, now we have like 10 minutes until we need to move on. So learning how to balance that and how to fit in with the set as a whole is really useful. Another thing I kind of started on the journey with yesterday is I want to be one of those people who reviews submissions for short film festivals. So I've signed up because I think you can just volunteer to do that, and then you can review that, because obviously they're going to get in a lot of submissions and a lot of entries to go through. I didn't really realise that was a thing, but I think it will be so useful to be able to watch different short films, learn from them, think about it in that kind of capacity. And kind of related to this, I went to an Amdram festival recently and it was so fun, and I just loved the opportunity to see all of these different pieces and different plays and performances and original writing. At these kind of drama festivals, they have adjudicators and people who judge them and rate them in different areas, give them feedback, and I just think that would be such a fun job to have. To like, it sounds bad, like I want to be able to judge people's performances, but like I think it's so interesting to look at people's performances from that kind of angle, give them feedback and think about it in that kind of way. And that's a kind of job and a kind of role that I've learned exists, and now I really want to do it and work towards doing that. And the final thing I'm doing is learning to drive, which sounds like it's not related at all to this industry and to my career, but it really is, because I've learned that there's so many different schools tours, rural tours, or just work that's going on more rurally in different venues that are hard to get to, that I can't do. Like, I can't do that kind of work very easily because I can't drive, and it's got to the point where I'm turning down auditions and like opportunities are just financially and practically not really possible for me to do. So I would really encourage you to try and learn to drive if you want to be in this industry, because lots of roles require it. Like, career-wise, it's just a really useful skill to have, and I think it would open a lot of doors for me. So I kind of think I probably should have started to learn earlier, but oh well, I'm learning now, so that's that. So that's all I wanted to share with you today, so thank you so much for watching. I just think that it's important to remember that there's so much to this industry other than the actual acting, and also there's so much to life other than acting, so it's important to not feel guilty for doing other things and living your life, and also gaining that life experience and learning things about life will all feed back into the acting, so it's just really important to do. So thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the best with everything. Thank you. Bye.